Hello everyone, my name is Valerio and welcome to this very first video of the Kaiser's Kitchen. In this channel I wanted to share with you two of my biggest passions, which are of course history and cooking, so I thought, why not do something on German historical cuisine? Well, I'll keep it short. I am Italian and I've been living in Germany for the past 5 years. One thing I noticed early on is in most German cities the restaurant scene is incredibly international. From Vietnamese fast food to Neapolitan pizza to Turkish grill, you'll find almost everything. But the more I looked, the more I wondered what became of the flavors that once filled German homes. Much of that culinary heritage wasn't handed on, so where is it now? The question sparked my curiosity, so I started digging. And the more I looked, the more I found. In fact, I was amazed by the sheer number of cookbooks that were written in Germany in the last 2 centuries. Some of them were even reprinted more than 20 times, well into the 1910s. This is where it gets really interesting, because these books weren't just a collection of recipes, they were mirrors of an entire worldview. In the spirit of the 19th century, with its belief in science, order and progress, these books combined the latest knowledge on hygiene and nutrition with practical advice on, for example, how to run a household. These books were mostly written for young women and they included everything, from grocery shopping tips to food storage methods to etiquette. And most of them were even written by women. Women who, through those books, became public figures and respected authorities in their field. Their lives and works are full of fascinating stories that deserve to be rediscovered. Honestly, I could go on, and I surely will in next videos. Because the Kaiser's Kitchen isn't just about food. It's about context. About what people cooked, yes, but also how they lived, what they believed in, and how those beliefs ended up on their plates. So in this first episode, I would like to start with something simple, traditional, and maybe a bit surprising. A beer soup. Today's recipe comes from one of the most iconic cookbooks of 19th century Germany, Henriette Davidis Praktisches Kochbuch. To prepare this soup, schnell zu machende Biersuppe, as Henriette Davidis calls it, you will need the following ingredients. A quarter liter of beer per person, the same amount of water, some sugar to taste, a pinch of salt, 1 egg yolk, a heaping teaspoon of potato starch, and a little bit of cold water. For each person, calculate a quarter liter of beer and the same amount of water. Bring it to a boil, add the required amount of sugar and a pinch of salt. Then mix together 1 egg yolk and 1 heaped tablespoon of potato starch with a little bit of cold water. While stirring constantly, gradually add some of the boiling beer to the starch-egg mixture. Then put it back into the pot while continuing to stir. If desired, one can place beaten egg white, whipped to a foam with sugar and portioned using a tablespoon, on top of the served soup. This foam may be dusted with sugar and cinnamon or whisked into the soup. So the last step of this recipe is to take the leftover egg white, beat it with sugar until it forms a firm, glossy foam, and either spoon little clouds of it into the soup and dust with cinnamon and sugar, or gently stir it in for a lighter texture. Alright, now comes the most important part, tasting it. Wow! The final result is a slightly sweet, softly spiced soup with a gentle golden color. The texture is smooth, right between a broth and a light cream soup. And the taste? It's mild, with a hint of bitterness from the beer, but in a good way. There's something very honest about this soup. The kind of thing that would have made sense in a cold morning in a world that was still lit by candlelight. For this quick to make beer soup, I'm gonna give 5 out of 10 Kaiser points. And with that, our very first episode comes to an end. I hope you liked it. I loved it. Thanks for watching and see you next time on the Kaiser's Kitchen.